Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Christian Bible. I use the King James Version of the Christian Bible in order to put together the prophecy of Israel, which I call the Book of Zion. Now, I say that this is where I get my authority, and it is where I get my authority, particularly the 54th chapter of the Book of Zion, or the Book of Isaiah, which is the basis of the Book of Zion. Now, when I was putting together this episode, wow, I started it at the beginning of the Book of Isaiah, and I got to the 33rd chapter and realized there's just too many passages that lead towards the tense for me to cover it in 15 minutes. So, I'm sticking, the only passage I'm going to read to you is going to be Isaiah 54, 1 to 3. And then I will tell you what I have discovered and lead you a little bit towards Zion. It says, "Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear. Break forth into singing, and cry aloud, thou that didst not travail with child. For more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, saith the Lord. Enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stakes. For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited." So, that says, literally, that we should take to our tents. I'm the barren one. I'm the singer. I'm the one who will take in and take care of all of the orphans that will be, unfortunately, parentless come spring. Because several of the passages that I was contemplating using on this episode has to do with COVID-19, which is the consumption which is determined upon the earth. And that is the mechanism by which I will become the mother of so many. It devastates me that this has to be. But because of Trump and all the things that he has done since January, it is inevitable that next year there will be an overwhelming number of children who have no parents, whose families cannot take them in because their families have been devastated by COVID-19. So, those children will be brought to me when my people gather to their tents. And it will be because of COVID-19. That will be one of the mechanisms that will put us to our tents. Because my idea of my plan to dissipate COVID-19 within the bounds of Zion is through the CDC's recommendations. We will follow those to the letter with a few additions because we're going to be living in tents. We're going to be in the open air. And a minute ago I said a very important word, dissipate. We're going to dissipate COVID-19 within our borders, just as New Zealand has managed to do, or is on the verge of doing. We will isolate in our tents, creating compounds, areas of demarcation. Only these people are allowed inside this compound, and only those people who are necessary to the operations of the whole thing, the, the tent city, will be allowed to leave that compound. Each compound will be required to grow enough food in gardens to sustain them through the next winter. That will provide a supercharged compound with oxygen. The gardens that we grow to provide ourselves with the necessary food to get through the next winter will feed us massive amounts of oxygen. We will live in the open air so that within 6 weeks of going to our tents, the very fact that we have been in the open air and gone through the incubation period of the disease, of the virus, we will have dissipated the virus within our domain. During that 6 weeks period, we will be setting up our own testing. And every person who is released from their compound after that 6 weeks must be tested and be found to not be carrying the live virus. Once we have dissipated the live virus, having quarantined ourselves from the outside population, that of course will be going about their normal stupid fucking business, we'll be safe. That's half the reason why we're going to be in our tents. The other half is Black Lives Matter. Because the people who belong to Black Lives Matter, who are in the streets, who are demanding change, come from my people, my generation of children, children who have been taught to stand up for their rights. And my Zionite people. Now, I'm not saying that every Black Lives Matter protester gets high or uses drugs, but I bet you there are among you potheads, drug addicts. Rightfully so. Because George Floyd was a drug addict. And when Biden takes over the government and gets things going and tries to deal with COVID-19, he's going to either push off doing anything about police brutality, or he's going to offer the American public a token set of laws which will not address the defunding issue and will not address the underlying causes of the brutality. It will only ensure that those who violate those new laws and become brutal openly will be prosecuted. So they won't kill you anymore. They won't use chokeholds. They won't use the knee on the back. They'll modify the way they do things. But the laws that give them the authority to be in the position to abuse us will not be altered in the least. We will still be watched over like Big Brother from 1984, which we are every fucking day and have been for decades. The Bible calls the police force the watchers of iniquity. They're the ones that get the cup of trembling. They're the ones that get the dregs of the cup, the worst part of the crap that's coming. So, everything in the Bible which talks about us at the tents, says that we're going to be having these beautiful gardens, and we're going to be peaceful, we're going to be healthy, we're going to be well organized, we're going to be content, and we're going to be safe. We're going to make first contact with aliens. And we're going to learn to speak on their level. Not their language, but speak our language on telepathically with them. And we will create a society based on their time-honored government system, which we will have implemented at the tents. And it will ensure us an eternal, always just society where every person is given access to all the things necessary to reach their full potential. America is about profit. Zion is about craftsmanship. So, the choice that you're going to have to make is peace against force, the police force, craftsmanship against profit, a new nation based on unity with God, and enter into a galactic federation, Star Trek, here we come, or business as usual, back to the status quo. Corporate lobbyists lining politicians' pockets, denying you your basic freedoms by seeing to it that every moment of every day you are watched, just in case you happen to break one of their endless laws. Laws that they perpetuate endlessly. You you elect them into the office so that they can create laws. So they go and they create laws. Every law that they create violates your freedom in some way, shape, or form. And yet that's all they do. The Constitution is nothing but an endless line of bullshit set forth by an endless line of bullshitters who have, since 1939, been doing nothing but lining their pockets, becoming billionaires and millionaires by suppressing our rights and our livelihoods for corporate America. And that is why we're going to take to our tents. Because when COVID-19 finally crests and Biden has had time to instill all of the CDC's and HWO's mandates and gotten control of the virus here, we will be in Zion fully free of the virus. They'll still have the virus. And anybody who leaves will have been, well, nobody's going to leave Zion until the virus is dissipated in the world. We'll have no reason to go there. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good and light, the unicorn way. Be happy, my people. Stay happy and high. Know that I love you. See you at the tents later, because I'll never say goodbye.